Hey y'all, I just want to jump on here really quick and just remind you all. A lot of times people say they want to be great, they say they want to do great things, and I believe, everyone is born with some level of greatness in them. However, most people get stuck because they believe that you can wish upon greatness or you can, like it's going to come to you from osmosis, right? If you hang around great people, then somehow it's going to just transfer to you and then you become great. No, that's not how it works. Y'all, greatness requires discipline. And I know when you say discipline, a lot of times you can instantly think of, oh, okay, you mean discipline like physical exercise discipline, like how I eat, watching what I eat. Okay, well, while all of that is true, that is a form of discipline. No, I mean, greatness requires discipline in your mind, discipline in your emotions, and discipline in your character. And so for just a few minutes, I'm going to dig into this really quickly and kind of explain what I mean by that. When you have discipline in your mind, you control what thoughts get to rest in your mind, right? We're always going to be confronted with good and evil. No matter where we turn, there's going to be Mr. Positive in your head and then there's Mr. Negative in your head, right? One of them is trying to push you to live out life on First Class Avenue. The other one is pushing you to live and stay at the bottom where all the crabs are, where there's absolutely no room for growth, right? There's no room for growth at the bottom. Let's just be clear. Okay, but so anyway, you always going to have these two dishing out thoughts, right? As to based on things that's going on around you in your environment, things that you see, things that you smell, things that you touch. All of these things trigger thoughts, amongst other things. Now, I'm not a mental health doctor. I'm not even a psychologist, so I'm not going to dig into the mind and how it works. But what I can tell you is that each and every person on this planet has the power to control what thoughts get to rest in their mind. That requires discipline. Discipline to say, no, I'm not thinking negative. I'm looking for the good. I'm trusting the truth in the matter. Don't say, oh, let's just be realistic. Realistically, because usually when you say, let's be realistic, then you eliminate the possibility of miracles. You eliminate the possibility of something working way bigger than you at your advantage. So, I'm not saying be realistic. I'm saying discipline in your mind. Are you going to let Mr. Positive control what we think, or are you going to let Mr. Negative control what we think? Discipline in your emotions. Okay. Same thing with your thoughts. You're going to have these different emotions based on things that you see, you smell, you remember, you hear, you touch, these things that you taste. All of these things give way to your mind to start going back to your memory and telling you the last time this happened, the last time we did this happened, right? And so what you have to decide is, are you going to let your emotions based on how you feel determine what you do? Most people that are on their way to greatness, that have attained greatness, or that have done anything great in life, know and understand that it's not about you doing what you feel like doing. It's about you doing what you are required to do, what is necessary to do. That requires discipline. So many times I woke up in the military, I did not feel like waking up at 4 something in the morning, cleaning up, and then rushing down to do PT, and then rushing to take a shower, and then rushing to eat, and then all of the things, right? All of the things as a mother, as a person, as a human. There's been days where I just didn't feel like it. And then as someone that battles with depression, from those that already have depression or know someone that go with depression, that has had depression, the pain that goes with it, the physical pain, the emotional pain, right? Having the discipline to decide, hey, guess what? I may not feel like it in the short term, but in the long term, I don't feel like I should still be living in this situation either, right? In the long term, my goal is to do something great. So regardless of how I feel right now in my emotions, I'm disciplined enough to do what is necessary to attain the goal that is at hand, right? The last thing I want to mention to you, discipline in your character. Guys, women, children, it is too many people out here that get a platform and do not have the character to maintain it, right? Integrity is important, guys. That is like one of the Bible says, and I'm not trying to impress no particular type of faith on anyone, but I am impressing kingdom, right? And so what I'm saying is your word is your bond, right? And if your word can't be trusted, that might mean you have a faulty character, right? If you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you don't never do what you say you're going to do, that's going to make people question your character, right? If in front of one group of people you one way and then in front of another group of people you're a totally different way, that means you don't have no substance in your character. You're not for sure in your identity 9 times out of 10. And so therefore you move and you change based on who's around and what rooms you enter. No, guys, discipline in your character means that you show up as you. In every room that you enter, you show up as you, and it's the best version of you. Yeah, because a lot of times we show up, but we water ourselves down. That's not having discipline in your character. If it's a room that your full self can't be in, then your part self shouldn't be in it. And what do I mean? If your whole self can't show up, then just don't show up in a room with half of you. Don't nobody need half of you. I mean, not to even go back to, the past, but there was a time where people that were my color skin were counted as less than half of a person. Why would you take yourself, Bash? Why would you take yourself back to showing up as half or less than half, a portion of? No, discipline in your character. Be the same you. Have the same energy. Yes, I mean, there are some times where you're going to be super excited. There are some times where you have to be a professional. There are some times where you may have to be mom, or you may have to be dad, or you may have to be whatever. But your character, what you bring to the table, should always be the same. Regardless of what level of emotion, what level of excitement or whatever is necessary for that particular room, one thing that should remain the same is your character. So if you call yourself running to achieve greatness, just keep in mind that you have to have the discipline to acquire it. Discipline in your mind, discipline in your emotions, and discipline in your character. Hey, y'all, I'll see y'all next time. You already know what you got to do. You definitely got to be great on purpose. Deuces.